Celtic Forever podcast.
Hello again, folks. A warm welcome to the Celtic Forever podcast. I'm Xander. We have John here to go through the big cup game on Friday night against Falkirk. We're all looking forward to another game quite quickly after the Aberdeen game, so we're all looking forward to that. Let's say hi to John. How are you, John?
Hi, all good. How's yourself?
Very good, yes. Okay. You know, there's a big hurrah just now about the lack of signs. Celtic fans are not happy, and I think this 4-point gap we have over the Rangers is sort of a papering over some cracks, possibly, John. But you know, the draw for the playoff, the Champions League playoff, obviously that game was played the other night there, John, and Kairat Almaty is the team we're going to face. So it's a 3,500 mile trip to Kazakhstan, and obviously the return trip as well, and then we've got to play Rangers a few days later. I think it's quite bad, John, the lack of signings, you know, over the summer. You know, we've had a few signings, obviously, but not the top quality that we're looking for. Brendan's not happy, the fans are not happy, John. We just don't want this to spill over any longer, do we?
Absolutely not. No, I think it all comes down to possibly Brendan wasting money on, again, I don't like saying it, but probably wasted money in the three players. We won't mention names, but everybody knows who we're talking about. Maybe the both lost trust in him. They don't want to hand them over huge sums of cash to, maybe in their opinion, he's going to squander it on, and players are going to lose big money on Xander. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, it's very strange, isn't it? Especially with these Champions League playoffs coming up, John. It's vital we get into the Champions League, isn't it? But anyway, they've even, you know, Celtic are putting a bid apparently for Andy Irvine, John, the West Ham midfielder. You know, and they're looking for $3.5 million for Andy Irvine. So what was the bid that Celtic put in? You know, $3.5 million. West Ham were looking for Andy Irvine. Celtic are putting a bid that was rejected. The opening bid was rejected, John. So I know that is normally what happens when you're bidding for a player, but you know, £3.5 million. You think we would just stump that up and get the player in the door?
I don't know who Andy Irvine is. No idea. But only Andy Irvine I knew was the Scottish rugby player. I'm sure it's no him. But $3.5 million should be nothing to a club like Celtic. But if they're not willing to spend such a pitiful amount, really, it's a lot of money, don't get me wrong, it's a hell of a lot of money. But in Celtic's case, they can afford £3.5 million. They can easily afford that. They got that back from the sale of Frimpong alone. So if they can't cough up £3.5 million, that tells you everything about the board's trust in Brendan Rodgers. You know, his ability to pick out a quality player that's suitable for Celtic. But look, Brendan's made good signings. We've got Kieran Tierney back, who just at Celtic look a different team with him in it. And obviously we haven't seen much of the other boys that signed apart from Nygren, however you want to say his name. Two cracking players. So Brendan has got an eye for a player. But I just think it all goes back to the three players that £26 million was, and I'll say it again, wasted on.
Yeah, hence the reason why these guys are hardly getting a game just now, isn't it? Dropped to the bench. But we hope they have a better season this season, obviously, John, but we'll wait and see. Andy Irvine, by the way, he's West Ham midfielder, signed from Hearts, I think he was. Andy Irvine used to play for Hearts. Decent midfielder, 11 appearances last season for West Ham. So there has been a bid rejected anyway. We'll keep an eye on that one, John.
John, played for Hearts? They played for Hearts?
Yeah, he played for Hearts, Andy Irvine, yeah.
Maybe that's where I'm getting the name Andy Irvine from. Maybe I remember it from Hearts. Was there no a Scottish rugby player called Andy Irvine? I'm sure there was.
Yeah, possibly, John. Not too sure about the egg-shaped game. Don't know any of the players from that game, but no, Andy Irvine he did play for Hearts. I sort of remember him as well, actually. But anyway, John, we'll move on. Let's move on. We didn't do the post match for Aberdeen, so however we will done that later as well. And we're here in the main. We're here to do the Falkirk build up as well. Friday night game against Falkirk in the League Cup. Right, John, the predictor between us two. You got another one right. That's 2-0 to you already. 2 games gone. You're 2-0 up. I've got a bit of catching up to do already, so well done on that. The big competition, John, the big 25-man or big 25-player, league. We've got another 2 guesses right, John. We've got Roseanne, who gets 3 points onto the board, and we have Collins, who joined late in the competition. He got it right as well, 2-0 to Celtic against Aberdeen. So he's also got 3 points on the board. So the top of the board is Mad About Football, 3 points, Roseanne with 3 points, and Collins with 3 points as well, John. So that's your competition. 3 sitting there proudly at the top of the league, John.
It's only 2 games gone, but there's only 1 game in it. You get tons of games to go, anybody listening, tons of games to go to get your points on the board. Leagues are never decided in the first 2 games of the season, Xander, although you would look at the current situation with Celtic and you might disagree with that.
Yeah, well, that's it. Also, Hearts are still flying, and the Rangers are still to catch. Hibs, Hearts and Celtic, John, not just Celtic. So, yeah, it's a great start for us in the league. You can't complain about that, that's for sure. So, competition, back to that competition, John. The competition for this week, get your guesses in against Falkirk. We're looking for the correct score, 1 guess each if you've entered the competition. Good luck, everybody, with that. And even if you've not entered the competition, get your guesses in, just a bit of fun, and we'll try and read it out on the podcast if we've got the time. Right, John, that's enough of that. That's enough of the competitions. Let's get into the news and wee bits of gossip of things that are happening before we get into the Falkirk game. Kairat Almaty, John, we mentioned it already there. First game is on Wednesday night, 20th of August, 8 o'clock kickoff. We need to try, we don't want to be disrespectful here to Kairat Almaty, but we need to try and get this leg over at Celtic Park, John. Get a few goals into the bank to take over to Kazakhstan.
Aye, well, like you say, we need a convincing win, because travelling over there, I keep saying it, I don't want these teams in Europe. They don't belong there. They don't play their game in Europe. They're an Asian team. They shouldn't be in Europe. Why is an Asian team in Europe? It doesn't make sense to me. I know they used to be part of Russia, but they're not part of Russia now. They're an Asian team. We don't want them in Europe. I've nothing against the teams, by the way, and absolutely nothing against them. Probably a good wee club, well run and all that, good players, whatever. But they just shouldn't be playing their trade in Europe, because they're no part of Europe. So it makes no sense to have an Asian team in a European competition. It just never made any sense to me.
Yeah. Well, John, that's none of us want to be going over to Kazakhstan. We've went a few times, haven't we, played teams from Kazakhstan, and then we're heading back there again, unfortunately. Ibrox 4 days later, after a 7,000 mile round trip, then we need to go to Ibrox. It's going to be very difficult. It really is. That's why if we get the game done and dusted at Celtic Park and nobody's saying we're going to do that, it would just be nice to do it. Then we could maybe rest some players in the return leg, John.
This is the only thing. I mean, look, he's still not going to rest that many players, but he probably would rest a few if we could put 5 or 6 past them at Celtic Park. But it would have to be something like that, 5 or 6 goals before, Brendan would consider resting a lot of players. Because anything can happen away from home. So, you can't take any chances. You've got to get the tie over the line, like you say. Get it over early. Hopefully Celtic can take a few off of them, and then, and the return leg should be okay for Celtic, I think.
Yeah, okay, we'll wait and see, John. We'll wait and see. We'll get to the Falkirk game in a wee minute, folks. Just a couple of wee bits to go before we get into the football. The Celtic View, John, 60 years old. Did you ever buy the Celtic View, John? I did. I used to buy it when I was a kid. But it's 60 years old now, John, and still on the go, still printing the Celtic View. 60 years old, John. What do you think of that?
Well, it's older than me. That's good. At least. The Celtic View. I used to buy the Celtic View. I told you I tried to get Roy Aitken to sign it, and he told us to beat it.
Was that the Celtic View you got him to try to get him to sign? Aye.
It was either the Celtic View I think it was the Celtic View. You know, all the Waynes were queuing up for autographs, me included. Roy Aiken says, "I says, going to sign that, Roy?" No. Walks right past me. What an absolute clown. I've never forgiven him for that, by the way.
Yeah, it's stuck in your mind all the years, John, isn't it? Anyway, 60-year-olds, the Celtic View, and still going strong, apparently.
Big Celtic legend, by the way, in case anybody's wondering. I just thought he was a clown at the time, but he's a Celtic legend. But I still look at him as the guy that never signed my Celtic View when every other player didn't mind, you know.
Yeah, well, that's it. You should always have time for the supporters, you know. All right, John. Callum Osmond got a goal for Celtic B last night against Clyde, John. I mean, Clyde are a decent level of opposition, as we know. Callum Osmond playing in the B team just now, John. I mean, that's the kind of signings that, you know, we made over the summer. You know, the ex-Aberdeen goalkeeper, Callum Osmond, players like that, John. And they're now being dropped to the B team. But he did get a goal, John. He played really well, apparently, as well, against Clyde. So, you know, maybe there is still a chance for Callum Osmond to make the first team.
More chance of Donny Osmond.
All right, okay. That was a 3-1 win for Celtic against Clyde last night in the Challenge Cup, John. So well done to the B team. Hopefully they'll get their season up and running after 2 draws. Right, John, I've nothing really else to add in the news or anything like that, John. Obviously the Celtic historian, Pat Woods, John, he died. He was a writer for Celtic Football Club and a historian as well, John. He passed away, so, you know, rest in peace to Pat Woods, and, you know, our thoughts are with his family. John, he went to St Mungo's, the same school as you and I, in the Gallowgate. Pat Woods, the historian, Celtic historian, went to St Mungo's in the Gallowgate. I think he was a bit older than us, though, so St Mungo's, John, what's your memories of that?
Can't remember much about it, to be honest with you. All boys school, of course. That was never good growing up, you know. A good school. I remember it being an alright school. St Mungo's. Davy Farrell, that played for the Hibs, was in my class at school. Used to play football with him when I was at St Mungo's. Davy Farrell. I think he's a taxi driver now in Glasgow.
Oh, is he? All right, okay. And Joe Miller also went to St Mungo's, didn't he, John? He was...
Joe Miller, aye.
Well, there you go. Anyway, rest in peace to Pat Woods. All right, John, let's get into the big game then. Friday night, Celtic versus Falkirk, 7:45 kick-off. Friday night game, John. This is going to be a bit strange, isn't it?
I don't know. I've plenty of days rest, so should be okay. But it's Falkirk, innit? They're a cracking wee team, Falkirk. I love John McGlynn's tactics with his team. He always has his teams playing really a bit like St Mirren, very tough to break down and good on the counter attack with a lot of pace. So they're going to be a tough opponent.
Yeah, of course they are. They always are a tough opponent for us in the cup, because over the last few years it's been the cup that we've played them in, Scottish Cup, League Cup, and we've got them in the cup again. So as you say, it's going to be tough. The first 2 fixtures in the league were 2 each draw with Dundee and the 3-1 loss to Livingston at the weekend there. So no, a great start for John McGlynn, but, you know, as you say, very dogged team. They've got a few players to watch as well, John. Let's have a wee quick look at some of the players that they've got that we should keep our eye on. Scott Arfield, John, he was a decent player, wasn't he? I think he's still a decent player, playing well for them. Scott Arfield. Liam Henderson, ex-Celtic man. Liam Henderson. Dylan Tate also plays for Falkirk, John. Aidan Nisbet, ex-Celtic youth player. Aidan Nisbet, he also plays for Falkirk. Scott Bain, Scott Bain for 6 years with Scott Bain for, John. He was there a long time, wasn't he? He plays for Falkirk. There's still a few decent players for Falkirk there, John, and certainly a few we need to keep an eye on.
Aye, definitely. You know what it's going to be like. Falkirk they're going to raise their game against Celtic, especially in a cup game. They're going to raise their game. They're going to try and waste time, all that stuff. And they'll try and hit us with a kind of sucker punch goal. We know what to expect. And aye, they're going to be tough to break down. I can just picture the performance right now, but it's up to the Celtic players on the park to break these defences down. We've seen Rangers struggling to do that the first 2 games of the season. They're okay when you attack them, Rangers, but they haven't quite mastered the art of breaking down a tight defence yet, and that's been their downfall so far, and let's hope it continues.
Yeah, that's it, John. Yeah. And they've signed plenty of players as well, the Rangers this season. You know, it's not like Celtic who've signed one or two. They've signed 9 new players or something like that, John. But anyway, the referee for this one against Falkirk is referee Lloyd Wilson. I don't think I've ever seen this boy referee a game, Lloyd Wilson. And it's John Beaton on the VAR. That's your officials for Friday night. Betting, a wee quick look at the betting. It's just a quick one tonight, remember, folks, so we're running through this quickly. 1-6 Celtic to get into the last 8, 7-1 the draw, and 16-1 for Falkirk to get into the next round. So obviously the bookies think, you know, Falkirk have absolutely no chance, but you know, Queen's Park had no chance at Ibrox either, did they, John?
This is it, isn't it? Queen's Park, that's, if you want to try and, you know, judge these smaller teams, then always go back to games like that, Queen's Park at Ibrox, have a look at that, and that just tells you that anything is possible, Xander. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go, indeed. All right, John, let's get into the Celtic lads then. Let's get into what we think the lineup's going to be. Let's have a wee word on the team, the squad. We'll get into the Aberdeen game a wee bit later. But it was a decent performance against Aberdeen. We're 4 points clear of the Rangers as it stands just now, John. The Hearts are top of the league on 1 goal of a difference, so they sit proudly at the top. The Jam Tarts, well, Celtic are second, also with 6 points. But the squad for this one, John, we played well against the Dons, so I don't think there's any need to change anything here. What do you think, buddy?
I don't know if he'll change anything. It's a cup game, isn't it? Early stages of the cup. It's a Premier League team, and it's a tough Premier League team, so I'm on your side there. I wouldn't change a thing from the team that beat Aberdeen at the weekend because, like I say, it's a Premier League team and a tough Premier League team with a cracking manager, so don't change anything.
Yeah, I'll quickly run through what I think it will be then, John. It'll be Casper in goals, Alistair on the right, Carter Vickers and Scales through the centre-back positions, and then we'll have Kieran on the left. And he played well against Aberdeen, actually, Kieran Taylor, didn't he? He's only getting 60 minutes a game just now. Callum, central holding role. Then we'll have Nygren with Rio Hitati, who was outstanding, by the way. And on the wing, obviously, but we're limited with choice on the wings, aren't we, John? We've got Dyson, James Forrest and Yang. That's it. That's the only wingers we have at the club just now. So it'll be Dyson on the left. I think we'll stick with Jamesy on the right. And who is it going to be up front, John? Is it going to be Adam Ida? Is it going to be Johnny Kenny? Is it going to be the new boy from Japan? Shun Yamada, John? But I think you'll stick with your man Adam Ida, John. Have you noticed that every team that I've watched anyway, John, so far, they've bulked their squads up, you know, with big giants, 6'4" players, John. I watched a couple of the Rangers games. Dundee, big giant team. Motherwell, big giant team. Aberdeen, big giant team, John. And St Mirren, big physical teams all over the place.
Aye. But that's the way the Scottish game is, though. It's a very physical league. So, they're going to have big players. At Aberdeen, big players. They're also hammer throwers into the bargain, aren't they?
Yeah, Aberdeen have yet to settle, haven't they, to be honest with you? Let's be honest. That's 2 games played, no wins. Scottish Cup winners, Aberdeen, that is. So that's...
do you know, just the way you say that, I watched a wee guy on YouTube, a wee Aberdeen fan. I was watching a couple of the wee guys that do the vlogs of the games. They go with their camera and they film bits of the game and that. And Aberdeen came out the tunnel. Their fans had a big Scottish Cup banner on the other side of the stadium. They had a big banner up with the Scottish Cup on it. And the wee guy says, "And here comes Scottish Cup winners, Aberdeen." So I don't know another one. Even the fans are calling them that now.
Yeah. Did Aberdeen win the cup? Aye. Didn't know that.
I've no idea. I don't think they did. And in reality, they should never have won any cup. They're absolutely rotten.
Yeah, the Celtic should have won that. Celtic didn't turn up on the day, did they? But anyway, John, that's Ian Crocker as well. Many times did he mention the Scottish Cup winners Aberdeen, John? He must have mentioned it at least 14 times on Sky Sports. I don't know if you watched the game on Sky or whatever, John, but unbelievable. Anyway, Scottish Cup winners Aberdeen were put to the sword by the champions, John. It was a comfortable enough one, wasn't it? So we're looking to take that form into the Falkirk game on Friday night. 2 wins under our belt in the league. We're looking just to, take that into Falkirk, as I say, on Friday night, John, where we're looking for a prediction off you, score prediction, buddy. Remember, you're 2-0 up, so you can relax, take your time, pick a score prediction that suits, John, because I've got a hell of a lot of catching up to do already.
That's the one that really matters, I suppose, is the league, isn't it? The big league table. I'd rather get Celtic results right than any other team's results, but I'm going to go for a 4-1 Celtic.
4-1 to the champions. I would take that all day long, and I'll say 3-0 to the champions, John, at Celtic Park on Friday night, which would take us nicely into the last 8 of the League Cup and set us up nicely for Kairat Almaty on Wednesday night. Right, John, that's it. We've done it. Let's get into a wee quick word on the Aberdeen game before we get to the predictor.
Just before you go, and I know we're kind of rushing this because I've got my dinner in the oven, but I'll turn that off if you want to, if you think you're running out of time, I'll turn that off in 5 minutes and we can talk a wee bit more if you want, Sander.
No, that's fine. We're rattling through this, John. That's fine. We're doing well. We're covering everything.
Couple of wee comments, though, you know what I mean? We haven't read comments out for a while.
Yeah, if you want to read some out at the end, John, that's absolutely fine. Not a problem. As you say, we didn't read them out in the last podcast. So, yeah, we like to hear what the regulars and the viewers in general are saying, John. But at the Aberdeen game, just a wee quick word on this, actually, because, we all know, we've all seen it. We all know what happens. It was a great 2-0 win for the champions. Goals from Nygren and Rio Hatate. I mean, Rio's was the pick of the bunch, obviously, but a great assist from Kieran Tierney for the Nygren goal, John. It's just great to see wee Kieran putting balls like that into the box.
Look, Kieran Tierney, I would say he was man of the match. I thought he was outstanding, Kieran.
Mm-hmm.
He gave that boy with the blonde hair a torrid time the whole match. He must have been glad to see Kieran. Ganafi must have been happy to see the back of him because I
think
he ran him ragged, didn't he?
He did. He never had a look in, that boy, and Kieran was outstanding. He's only getting 60 minutes, 65 minutes a game just now. I think Brendan's wrapping him up in cotton wool just now until he gets his fitness up to 100%, which is good to see, John, because we obviously don't want Kieran picking up any niggling injuries.
No, because by the looks of things, he's playing Liam Scales at the left back when Kieran comes off, and I don't think Liam Scales is suited to that wing back kind of role. I just don't think he's suited there. He does okay, but it's no a patch on Kieran Tierney in that position. Same as Kieran Tierney wouldn't be a patch on Liam Scales in the centre half position.
Yeah, well, that's it, John. But he can play there as well, can't he? But I'm surprised we've not seen Inamura at that left back position yet. I don't know if he's maybe picked up a niggle or something. I don't know if he's been on the bench, so he maybe picked up a niggle. I'm not 100% sure, but I thought Inamura was very decent in the pre-season games, Sean. I thought he was good. So he's putting Scalesy over there when he takes him off and bringing on Austin Trusty, who again I thought had a decent game when he came on against Aberdeen, John. But no, it was a 2-0 win. It was very comfortable, especially after Rangers drawn the night before against Dundee, John, at Ibrox. We've not had a wee word on that either, have we? An absolutely disgraceful penalty given to Rangers. I mean, what else do you expect, I suppose? But Don Robertson, yet again, John, where was all the rule book lovers in the comment section with this decision? It was an absolutely disgusting penalty to award against Dundee. It's the boy just dives. He just dives, falls on top of the ball, nobody near him. And Don Robertson points to the spot, John. An absolutely terrible decision to give Rangers a penalty. Dundee should have walked out of Ibrox with all 3 points.
Aye, well, I never seen the full game, obviously, but I seen all the main incidents, especially the penalty kick, which is dubious to say the very least. He's just fallen over. He's got a guy running behind him, And he's made very, very minimal contact, probably touched his shirt with his fingernail, and he just fell. That's bad. That was really bad. That's never a penalty in a million years. And like you say, there's all these guys that come on and shout the referee's handbook 2025 edition rules when it comes to the Sevco, because that was a shocker.
Yeah, it was a shocker, John. And it's we should be sitting 5 points clear of them just now if it wasn't for that. I mean, you've got to remember that was the 3rd minute of injury time, by the way, and they added on 8 minutes of injury time. Enough time for them to actually win the game.
They actually did score another goal, which was chopped off.
Yeah, they got the goal disallowed, which was was a mile offside. There's nothing else you can do but chop that one off. But the penalty for me, we should, as I say, we should be sitting 5 points clear of them right now. But still 4 points, still a good gap this early in the season after just 2 games, John. So long, as you say, long may that continue. Back to the Aberdeen game, John. A few other players that played quite well. As I said, Rio, Hatate, outstanding, absolutely outstanding, and what a finish.
Oh, it was world class, absolute quality. Right in between the crossbar and the post. Stanchion, you call that, innit?
Yeah.
The stanchion shot, you can't beat it. Absolutely phenomenal finish. Silences the sheep. To be fair, they weren't making that much noise through the game, were they? Although they were quite loud at the start of the game, but they were soon shut up pretty quickly. But that finish, outstanding. But look, the other goal, the Nygren's goal, was a nice goal as well. But that's all down to the work of Kieran, of course.
Yeah,
skinning that boy as he did multiple occasions, and putting in a very, very good cross. That's one of Kieran's strength. He's got a lot of strength. He's got a lot of pace. He puts in a good cross. He's got a lot of skill, and he's got a decent strike on him, Kieran. Look, he's a great left back. It's so good to have him back at Celtic, and if he keeps up performances like that, what a bit of business that was.
Yeah, tremendous. Free of charge, John. I mean, doesn't get any better than free, does it? I know he's got a lot of wages, but what a player to get for nothing. All right, John, James Forrest. We've spoken about the wee man many a time, haven't we? But let's talk about him again. It's as if he's rolling back the years for me. It's as if he is back to 22-year-old James Forrest. We know he's 33, 34 just now, but 2 games in a row, John. I know it's only 2 games, right? We understand that, and we're still looking for wingers and forwards to come into the club. But James Forrest, John, what an absolutely brilliant performance to go up to Pittodrie and put in a display like that.
Oh, it's amazing, right? I'm going to turn my oven off, Sander. I'll mention James Forrest when I get back in 2 seconds. So mention the competition or something.
Yeah, what I'll do is mention the competition, actually. Good call, John. Because, we need 1 or 2 missed out on their guesses. So if you miss out on your guess, you're missing out on the chance to get the 3 points into the league table. So we need everybody that's entered the competition, all 25 people that have entered the competition, to get their guesses in to the comment section just now while you're listening to this, because I forgot to send reminders to everybody. So get your guesses in to the comment section just now. And because if you miss out, you've lost 3 points. You've lost the chance of getting 3 points, and we don't want that. We want everybody to get as high up the table as possible to win the fantastic prize, the big box of Celtic goodies there. Legends frame prints, Legends wall plaques, photographs, scarves, banners, flags. There's a whole lot of stuff there. Celtic Forever lighters, Celtic Forever pens. Just a box full of goodies. So get your guesses into the comments, because you've entered it, so you might as well put your guess in, folks. And good luck, everybody, with that. Right, John, you back?
I'm back, aye. James Forrest, anyway.
Yeah, James, what do you think?
Oh, he was amazing on Saturday against Aberdeen. I thought he was outstanding. I was at Sunday. I keep forgetting what days the games are happening these days for some reason. I think it's because it's early in the season. We're getting spoiled with Celtic games. Kind of. I forget what days it is these days. But anyway, no matter what day it was, Saturday or Sunday, James Forrest on the wing, fantastic again. Puts in the lovely wee crosses, didn't he, James Forrest? The wee chips that the keeper doesn't know whether to come or go. Jamesy was outstanding yet again. You're starting to see him losing a bit of pace, mind you, but when he gets into the positions, gets himself a couple of yards of space, and he always whips in an absolute top quality cross. Just a pity there's never anybody on the end of them to finish it off.
Yeah, that's it. Posted missing sometimes, the players, aren't they, at the back sticks and that. But anyway, a couple more to mention, John, before we move on. Dyson still came out of first gear since the season started. We're still waiting on the best of Dyson. Maeda was through in goal, 1-1, tripped over his shoelaces. That should have buried it at 3-0. But Dyson's not quite kick-started his season yet, has he?
No, yet, no. It was quite funny that, but really frustrating at the same time. He's got that pace to burn. He's right through in the keeper and just slips or whatever happens to him. And Dyson just shrugs it off, doesn't he? Just smiles and gets on with it. But I think he slipped more than tripping up or anything like that. But these things happen sometimes. He's just got that much pace, isn't he, Dyson? I think he's trying to put the brakes on to position himself for a shot and lost his footing, sadly for us.
Yeah, sadly, because we wanted to get a convincing win against them, didn't we? After the Scottish Cup win of Aberdeen. They've not stopped going on about it all summer. So, 2-0 anyway. He was unlucky. I suppose, as you say, these things do happen, John. The other one I wanted to mention was Alistair. I mean, where would we be without Alistair Johnston? What a player he is, John. Right back, up and down that line, crosses into the box, defending, tackling. Just a solid defender, John, and a brilliant player for Celtic.
Aye, he's getting better as the season goes on. I think the first game he was pretty poor, to be honest with you, against St Mirren, but the one against Aberdeen, I thought he was outstanding again, Alistair Johnston. He's just starting to get up to speed. Got to remember he was over in Canada as well. So Alistair's just kind of catching up with the rest of the players for fitness right now, but we know exactly why we signed Alistair. He's a tough boy as well, and he takes absolutely no nonsense off of anybody. Look forward to seeing more of him. Love him.
I'm looking forward to seeing him as the season goes on as well, John, actually. What a player he is, Alistair. Anyway, one more, John Nygren, our new central midfielder, in place of Arne Engels. Obviously, Arne has not started a league game yet. He's came off the bench a couple of times, but he's been dropped to the bench. Nygren in his place. It's just a great decision by the manager to do that, John, because Arne wasn't exactly, flying on all cylinders, was he? Still a decent player, Arne, but he's been dropped to the bench, and Nygren is taking that chance, isn't he, with a great performance against St Mirren and another great performance against Aberdeen and a goal.
He was brilliant. Nygren, yet again, absolutely brilliant. And I says to you before the season started, if any manager plays Engels in front of Nygren, he shouldn't be managing a football team. Simple as that. That's what I said to you. And I was right. Brendan knows quality when he sees it. Nygren, you can't drop him for the team. You just cannot drop him. He's right now, at this stage, I know Arne's a good player. He's got quite a good technical player, but he never shows enough for me in a game. He hides probably 70% of the game he's hiding. But Nygren wants to get stuck in. He wants to get involved in everything. He's got a good shot. He's got a good finish. He's losing his hair. We don't care. Love him.
All right. Okay. Yeah, he is losing his hair, isn't he? Anyway, he's a top quality player. What a bit of business as well, John. £1.5 million. Brilliant.
Aye, well, he's also leading the cheers at the end of the game. That was good to see, wasn't it? It was, when they're celebrating with the fans, Nygren's right up there. He's slotted right in, Xander, and he's just fitted right in, like a well-fitted sock, straight into the team. He's just outstanding player. I says that to you when I first seen him. He looks like he's played at Celtic for years, and I stand by that. Outstanding, and it's going to be very hard for Engels to get back into the team. When you've got a player like Nygren on the books. He's outstanding. Very, very close man of the match as well.
Yeah. Who was your man of the match, John? You said Tierney, wasn't it?
I think KT was outstanding.
Yeah. I find it hard to disagree. Maybe Alistair played also on the opposite side, John, was contender for man of the match. Yeah, I'll give it to Kieran as well, but outstanding.
Just don't think Dyson's hooked up well with Kieran yet, but that'll come.
Yeah, it'll come. Yeah, of course it will. 2 games in, John. Friday night's the third game. You maybe see it starting to click then. Excuse me. Right, John. That's enough of that then. 2-0 win. Perfect. Going up to Pittodrie this early in the season. Absolutely perfect. 3 points in the bag. 4 points clear of the Rangers. Second in the league behind Hearts by 1 goal. Dyson would have buried that. We'd be sitting top of the league, John.
Aye, well, this is the things that make the difference, isn't it? Look, Celtic, eventually Hearts will cave in. They're not going to stay up the top of the league for a long time. Celtic will continue to win and go on and win the league. I'm very confident of that. But then again, you just don't know because the board are no splashing the cash, are they? The team does look like it needs another couple of additions. We definitely need somebody to replace Callum if he gets injured or anything like that. And we definitely need another couple of wingers in that team and possibly another centre-half.
Yeah, sorry, John, your mic sort of broke up a wee bit there, but I got what you were saying. I mean, I don't understand why we're signing another midfielder when we've got 5 midfielders there and we're short on the wing positions and up front. So I found that a wee bit strange as well, to be honest with you. But we'll wait and see what happens over the next. When does the window close? End of the month, isn't it? So how long have we got? 2 weeks, John, till the window closes?
Aye. Right now it's not looking good. I know we're still linked with a couple of different players, but I don't see when I see linked and this and that, obviously you're getting ex-Celtic players linked again. I'll not see anything till there's any proof. I won't see anything, until I see any proof. But right now, there's absolutely nothing. And you've got all these channels on YouTube that lie about Celtic. Just talking absolute nonsense. I'm not talking about all the podcast boys. I'm talking about some idiot that's made a channel up that's based on lies. These thumbnails are all lies. There's absolutely no truth in it. I can't remember what the channel is called. Everybody will know who I'm talking about because his channel is full of negative comments. When you look at one of these videos, it's all negative comments, what a mug and all that stuff. What's the point in that? What's the point in making up a channel to just lie? Just make up your own stories. It doesn't make sense to me, that.
Yeah, the people get found out eventually, John. They really do. I don't understand it either. But no, you know something? I also don't even look at the rumours now, John. Not one rumour did I mention on today's podcast or the podcast the other day, John. No rumours. We're not interested in rumours now, John. That's for the close season. That's for when there's no football. We can talk about rumours. But when the real football started, John, it's all about what's actually happening. That's why we mentioned the bid that went in for the ex-Hearts man, John. So that's Andy Irvine. We spoke about that because a bid did go in, so we can talk about that. But no rumours. We don't hear about rumours. We're not interested in rumours. We'll talk about things when, there's something finally over the line. All right, John, do you want to do a quick ratings, 1 to 10 for the Celtic Aberdeen game, or do you want to just move straight on to the predictor?
We do that if you want. I mean, if that's what you want to do. We haven't done a rating since last season. I'll just quickly do it. Casper had a great save to make, of course. That was a great shot from that boy. That Casper tipped through in the post. Give Casper a clean sheet. When somebody gets a clean sheet and doesn't have to do much, always give them, a 7.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do, basically, apart from one save.
Yeah.
Carter Vickers, 7. Liam Scales, 6.5. Thought Liam don't think it his best game. He still had great moments and bad moments. Liam, I thought, I'll give him a 7 as well. He wasn't quite a 6.5, was he? Give him a 7. So 7 for the first 3. Kieran Tierney on the left, 9 for Kieran. I thought he was outstanding. Xander. Alistair Johnson, give him an 8 in centre of the park. Cal McGregor, I thought he started to warm up into the game. He was kind of poor, sluggish kind of start, but ended up kind of running the show in the centre of the park. Give him an 8. Cal Mike. Real Hitati, 8.5. Thought he was outstanding. That goal was world class. 8.5 for Rio. And Nygren, 8.5 for Nygren as well. Thought he was absolutely outstanding as well. Up front, Dyson, 6.5. Didn't have his greatest game again. Adam Ida, 5. And he tried his best into holding the bottom and all that. It's just, I don't know what's wrong there, but I'll give him a 5. He never made any influence, any impact on the game whatsoever. And Jamesy Forrest on the right, give him a 7.5.
Yeah, that's sort of similar to mine, John. I'll quickly run through mine. As you say, Big Adam, what's happening with the big man. We just need to get firing the goals. But it's not started brightly for him this season, but it is early doors. Casper 7, 2 centre-halves, I'll give them both a 7. Alistair Johnson 8, Kieran Tierney 9, Callum Gregor 8, Rio Hatate 8, Nygren 8, Dyson 6, Ida 6, and Jamesy Forrest 8. So that's my quickly run through my scores, John. Know that it means anything anyway. Right, John, let's get in the predictor then. The big predictor between us two. This is your 2-0 up as it stands. We've already given our predictions for the Celtic game against Falkirk. Let's get into some games. And there's about maybe 8 games on this predictor, John, right? So let's start with Dundee United against Rapid Vienna on, I think it's Thursday night.
Well, they're already leading it. No, sorry, it's 2 each from the last game. 2 each. Rapid Vienna looked quite a good team. I think Dundee United did well getting a draw there, but I'm going to go for 1-1, and that game will go into penalties, I think.
Right. Okay. I'm actually going to go against United, John, and say 2-1 to Rapid Vienna on Thursday night. Next one up, Hibs against Partizan Belgrade.
Got to fancy Hibs, don't you? They're 2-0 up. They'll be full of confidence. I'll go for a Hibs win. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Hibs win, even though it was just 10 men they were playing against, so it could be a different situation at Easter Road, but I'll go for 1-0 Hibs.
And I'm going to go 2-1 Partizan. Because I saw the Hibs game at the weekend there, John, and they threw away a 2-goal lead. The defence was pretty bad, so maybe yeah, I know, but
different in Europe, innit? It's Partizan, good team, the Cheese Boys.
The Cheese Boys, right? No, you being racist?
You don't know who's listening, know what I mean? Racist because a team sounds like a cheese. Hi guys, you never got it easy for yours after that, did he? Anyway, John, let's move on into the League Cup. Kilmarnock against Dundee United on Sunday. Oh, go for a Kilmarnock win. I'm going to go for a Kilmarnock win here. I'm going to say 2-1 Kilmarnock.
Yeah, it all depends what happens with Dundee United in Europe, doesn't it, possibly, John? But I think Kilmarnock have had a dreadful start. I'll say United, John. 2-0 to Dundee United.
But they never did too well at the weekend, Dundee United, did they? But there you go. I think Kilmarnock will. I think they'll beat Dundee United.
And here's a tougher one, John. Livingston, who's off the back of a win against Hibs on Sunday.
Who are they playing?
Hibs. Livingston versus Hibs.
Livingston Hibs. Plastic pitch, tough place to go. Martindale, half decent wee manager. Oh, again, it depends on what happens with Hibs on Thursday, but I'll go for a 2-1 Hibs.
Oh, it's going to be tough. I'm going to go the draw. This is 90 minutes, by the way, folks. If it's extra time, that doesn't really count. It's only the 90-minute result we're looking for. I'm going to say 1 each. 1 each for me with that one. Okay, John, before we get into the Saturday fixtures in the League Cup, we'll quickly mention the ladies' game, which returns, for the new season. Hearts against Celtic, John, on Sunday. Celtic ladies.
All right. Aye. Well, I'll not be watching that. I kind of went right after that ladies' game. But obviously I wish them well throughout the season. And if nothing else on to watch, then I'll maybe throw the telly on and watch one of their games. But I feel away for that stuff, Sander. It's but good luck to them. That's all I can say.
Yeah. What's your prediction?
Who are they playing?
Hearts away, John. Hearts versus Celtic.
Oh, Hearts. Oh, they were quite a good team last season, the Hearts ladies. I'll go for a 2-1 the Celtic ladies.
3-1 to Celtic for me in that one, John. All right. And to the Saturday fixtures then, John. I mean, League Cup. round of 16 fixtures. Rangers against Alloa 7:45.
Well, I was going to say it's going to be a slaughter, but for Queen's Park, we go back to Queen's Park again. It tells you anything can happen. Alloa, because you've got to go with the Rangers, haven't you? I've got to go 4-0.
Yeah, 3-0. What did you say, John? Sorry.
4-0.
Well, I'll say 3-0 to the Rangers. Great Morton against Aberdeen.
Oh, it could be a tough game for Aberdeen. Morton's a decent wee team, well supported local team. Always a hard place to go. I'm going to go for a Morton win. 1-0 Morton.
No, that's sticking their neck out, isn't it? Aberdeen just signed a couple of players today, apparently, but I've never heard of them.
Well, if they're anything like the dummies they've signed already, aye, easy for Morton.
2-0 to Aberdeen for me. Partick Thistle against Ayr.
Hammer throws Aberdeen. They were robust against Celtic. I just didn't like the way they played against Celtic, trying to bully them off the park, kick them off the park, and getting away with it as well, by the way. No bookings.
Yeah.
Anyway, Partick Thistle against who?
Ayr United, Brunei, Scott
Partick.
Brown, Ayr United.
Is it at Partick Thistle's ground, aye?
Yes, it's in Maryhill, John. Yeah.
I've got to go for a Partick Thistle win, 2-0 Thistle.
Right, I'm just going to go with the result from last year. It was a draw. Remember, they played each other in the league last year, finished 2 each. So I'll say 1 each, John. 1 each for me in that one. And St Johnstone, Motherwell.
Oh, St Johnstone, I forgot all about them. I forgot they were relegated there. St Johnstone, aye. Kind of feel sorry for them a wee bit, didn't you? I'll go for a Motherwell win there, Xander. I've got to go for a 2-1 Motherwell.
Yeah, decent start to the season for Motherwell, and it's for Motherwell win for me as well, John. 1-0 to Motherwell. One more, John. Last one. St Mirren versus the Jambos, John. St Mirren versus Hearts on Saturday afternoon.
Tasty game. Very tasty game. Sounds like a good one. And it's at Tynecastle, aye.
No, it's Love Street, St Mirren Park.
Right. So it's St Mirren, that's at home. Could be a tough one for Hearts. You know how good St Mirren are.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a draw and penalties. I'm going to go for 2 each and penalties.
Yeah, 2-1 to St Mirren for me, John. I think they're a brilliant team, especially at home. So 2-1 to the Saints for me, John. So everybody got a tough draw. Everybody got a really tough draw, apart from you know who, John. The Rangers. A bye into the last 8. The same as the European tie, which was also a bye. But by the way, John, by the way, I like that. By the way, they did lose their game the other night against Pilsner. Pilsen, sorry. It was as well as being Pilsner, wasn't it?
Is that not a beer?
Yeah, I think that's where Pilsner comes from, actually. But anyway, 2-1 loss to Pilsen, John. What do you think about that? That's it's not a great start for them, is it?
Oh, well, there you go. But we're talking about Queen's Park. A Diddy team beating them. Pilsen beat them as well. So,
yeah.
No, it's not a good start for them, is it? And long may it continue. I hope that continues right to the end of the season. But aye, I didn't see any of the game. I know they get beat 2-1, but I never seen anything else.
Nah, I wasn't interested in that one, John, because they were already through. So, as you say, we're looking for a similar sort of result against Kairat Almaty, John, but I think Kairat Almaty are a bit more decent than Pilsen, to be honest with you. Anyway, John, that's it. That's the predictor done. Good luck to you and I in the predictor. We'll read out the results in the next podcast. All right, John, comments. Let's do some comments. The videos we've done were obviously the Aberdeen video. We've done the Aberdeen video, the post Aberdeen highlights. We've done that video. We've done the
Rogers interview.
Yeah, the Rogers interview, and I think there's another one. There's a third one, so you can pick whatever video you want, John, to read the comments from.
Right, we'll go from the Aberdeen highlights game.
Right.
Hammer throws Scottish Cup winners FC. I was raging with their tactics, by the way, and nothing was happening to them. It really angers me that, you know. Clearly, the instructions were kick them off the park and hope for the best. Great tactics.
Yeah, well, that's it, John. It's a big physical team, Aberdeen. You know, we mentioned that earlier on, how physical they were, and they used that physicality against us, didn't they?
Well, the tactics would have been more in place with the WWE wrestling, because that was shocking, some of the challenges. And like I says, I think the fact that none of them were even booked for it, I think they eventually, later on in the game, when they were 2-0 down, they started getting booked, but very little, too late. And
Who was the boy with it? Who was the boy with the blonde hair? Is it Nielsen, John, as you say?
The boy in the centre of the park is Nielsen. I know the boy in the left that Kieran was given a torrid time to. I can't mind his name. But he was absolutely guff. You know, if you're going to have long blonde hair and a headband, make sure you're good at football.
No, it was Nielsen. Nielsen should have been sent off.
Nielsen's an animal, total animal.
Yeah, should have been sent off in that one, John, for me.
Aye, hammer throws. Anyway, let's go with the comments, Sander. Both played very well. I don't know what one club since 1888 is talking about. Both played very well. Oh, Jamesy, I'm reading the interview here. Talking about James Forrest and Nygren.
Oh, aye, that was the other video, John. That was the one I was missing. Nygren and James Forrest did play very well, actually. Both of them were good. And it was a good wee interview as well, actually. I managed to get the full 3-minute interview on. It was quite good, quite interesting, actually. Nygren seems a bit of a character, doesn't he, John?
He is a character, aye. What a signing he's been, by the way. What a signing. I'm delighted he is playing in the centre of the park. I know he can play on the right wing as well, so if we're ever stuck for a winger, we could put somebody else in the centre of the park and stick him on the right-hand side. So that's always a choice as well, Xander, you know. Good player. What a player.
Yeah, what a player. And the commenter's right, John. Both of them did play a very decent game. In fact, you know, Nygren could have won man of the match if it was for Kieran Tierney, you know. So, two very decent performances there against Aberdeen.
Aye, two of them were brilliant. So was Rio. A lot of players were brilliant on the day. Anyway, I've swapped videos to the 2-0 against Aberdeen videos, and I was on the wrong video there. Anyway, that's the comment. One club. Always good to hear from you.
Yeah, thanks for the comment. And get the competition entry in, pal.
Aye, get your competition entries in, folks. Don't miss out on your chance, or you'll end up falling behind in the league. There's only a couple of games played, and there's only one game in it. 3 points. 3 people have the 3 points at the top. It could all change against Falkirk. There could be quite a few people on 3 points. Could be somebody on 6 points.
Yeah, sorry about the coughing there, John, but I had to clear my throat. Yeah, no, it's very close. Only 3 correct scores so far out of 2 games and 50 entries, John. So only 3 correct out of 50. So we need to do better.
It is tough picking the correct score. But there you go. Anyway, well done to all the ones that's sitting on 3 points at the top. Anyway, next up in the comments was Gail Hanlon. Gail says, "Come on, the boys. What a great start to the season. Hail, hail. Proud to be a Celtic girl." Thanks for that, Gail.
Yeah, cheers, Gail. Thanks, pal. And it's a brilliant start. You couldn't ask for any better, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Gail. Next up was Young Scotsman, 2013. Decent performance from the lads. Rio and James is on another level. I thought the 2 of them were outstanding. Yeah,
I think Rio Tati, I mean, he was quite quiet in the game, actually. No quiet, but he wasn't as influential, especially in the first 20-odd minutes. And then he just came into it, didn't he, to show his class. And then, you know, what a goal as well, you know. Only Rio Tati could do that, John, to be honest with you. What a stunning.
Well, I'm watching it right now as I'm reading these comments. So the video's right beside it, and I'm just watching that on replay, that ball hitting off the stanchion and into the back of the net. Then that lovely smile that Rio's got with that gum shield in, or has he been to Turkey? I'm not sure.
Yeah, his gum shield. I mean, that walloper Boyd on Sky Sports, you know, mentioned that he's saying his teeth are whiter than mine. No, Boydie. Honest to God, this guy's not got a clue, is he? This is a guy that everybody's got to listen to every single time there's a game on Sky Sports. You've got to listen to this clown. Did you realise that Rio Hatati's been wearing a gum shield for day one?
Aye, I think he knows. It's just a wee bit of tongue in cheek in it. He's just, but he tries to get a laugh, but People laugh at him, no with him. We see it all the time with Chris Sutton, don't we? Big Chris, that thing he does. Chris Sutton always does that laugh at Chris Boyd, didn't he? His mouth's wide open laughing, but there's no noise coming out.
He does, big Chris Sutton has got Boyd in his back pocket, really, let's be honest.
I've got to love Chris Sutton. What a legend anyway. Let's move on, Xander. We'll batter through some of these. Thanks for that, young Scotsman. Kieran Brady, 2 great goals. Thanks for that, Kieran.
Yeah, cheers, Kieran. Thanks, pal.
Anne Goosen says yes, and I love that. Thanks, Anne Goosen.
Yes, and I love that. Back to you. Cheers, pal.
James Doran says 2 great finishes and another vital 3 points, and stay in touch with Poppy Boy's hearts.
Yeah, stay in touch. If Dyson would have buried that, John would have been sitting top of the Poppy Boy. So thanks for the comment, James, and get your competition entry in, pal.
Stealing your part there, Xander.
It's Poppy Boy.
Poppy Boy.
Oh, well, he is the Poppy Boy, isn't he?
I suppose he is, aye. Anyway, thanks for that, Jamesy boy.
Cheers, James, pal.
Officer Feelgood, 1888. What a name that is, Officer Feelgood.
Yeah.
Don't know why I like that, I just find it funny. Officer Feelgood, 1888 says, nice song choice, especially the real missile, for the real missile.
Oh, the song never. All right, I can't remember.
It's Van Halen, Jump, Go Ahead and Jump.
Right. I mean, like, that's another thing, isn't it? Remember, you were going to do the Walloper of the Week comment.
Aye, that was just a joke, mind.
Well, no, because there's plenty of Wallopers in the comments, John. So,
good. I like a good Walloper comment. Let's go with them in. Rory Grant was up next. He's very impressive. Hail, Dublin. Aye, it was impressive, Rory. Thanks for that, mate.
Yeah, cheers, Rory. Thanks for the comment, pal.
Next up, Martin Mitchell. He says, predicting a phenomenal season for wee Jamesy. The wee man is hungry. Aye, he was brilliant, Martin. I thought Jamesy was outstanding as well. Yeah,
we're looking for that to continue throughout the entire season, John, to be honest, because if he plays like that, he'll not get dropped.
No, definitely not. But you've also got Nygren who can play there as well. I think he would do an absolutely outstanding job there. Next up was Talking Head. He says, champions doing champion things.
Yeah, champions do, didn't it, John? So great comment again. Thanks for the comment, pal.
Next up was Stuart Robertson, 2 goals. What a team, won hoops. Hail. Thanks, Stuart.
Yeah, cheers, Stuart. Thanks, buddy.
Why So Serious says Nygren going to do well for us. Can he disagree with that? Nygren outstanding.
Nygren's going to be a superstar for us. Early prediction.
Thanks for that. Jerry McConnell says brilliant. Thanks, Jerry.
Cheers, Jerry.
Scotland Form says great result. Just getting started. Mon hoops. Thanks, Scotland Form.
Yeah, brilliant comment. Cheers, pal. Just getting started, as you say.
Is it Scotland for me? Doesn't matter, whatever it is. Thanks for the comment, mate. So what's this one? I've been caught out with a humdingery a name here, Xander. Solario F. Astora. Yeah, love that song, Mon the Hoops.
That's a belter of a name, isn't it? The song, by the way, just a quick one I was going to say a couple of minutes ago, the songs are just background music, so it's nothing to do with the actual video or anything. It's just to fill the empty gaps, because, we can't really use the commentary because it's copyrighted, so it's just to fill the gaps. That's all about, folks.
Mind the gap. Anyway, thanks for that. Craigie White says the champions are back. Are you not entertained?
Who, sorry?
Craigie White says the champions are back. Are you not entertained?
Craigie White, aye. Legendary status. Aye, we're entertained, all right. Just a few more signings, John, we'll all be very happy.
Was it Robbie Williams says it, wasn't it? Let me entertain you.
Aye, Robbie Williams, aye. That was his favourite. That was his big hit, wasn't it?
I couldn't tell you, I know that song, but I think he had a lot of hits. Did he know? He never wrote a song, by the way.
Did he know, nah?
No, never wrote a song in his life. Absolutely rotten. And then you've got the other guy that never wrote a song, who's well overrated. Elvis never wrote a song in his life.
Oh, but a lot of people not happy with you, mate.
Talking about Elvis, well done, Big Elvis, getting that draw at Ibrox on Sunday. Brilliant. Big Elvis back in the house there, Xander.
Right, John, I forgot to mention this, right? Actually, I'm glad you brought this up. We'll continue with the comments in a second. Stephen Craigan is now would you call it, a pundit or an interviewer. Sorry, is it Sky Sports he's on? I can't remember which channel it is. It might be TNT. I'm not too sure. But John, he absolutely refused point blank to bring up the penalty to, I nearly said penalty, like Big John Hartson there. He refused to bring up the penalty decision given to Rangers to Big Stephen Presley, John. I thought that was absolutely disgraceful for an absolute amateur of an interviewer.
I've no idea of who interviewed who because I've not seen any, but that is disgraceful because the penalty was never a penalty, and surely that would have been one of the main talking points.
That should have been the first thing he should have asked, John. Was it a penalty for you? But didn't even mention it. An absolute disgrace. Another job for our Rangers, man. Anyway, John, comments.
Right, anyway, thanks for that, Xander. Dougie says, hail, hail. Thanks, Dougie.
Hail, hail, Dougie. Cheers, pal.
Apollo's World says, come on the hoops. Thanks, mate.
Come on the hoops, yeah. Cheers, Apollo's World.
Bad Boy 001 says, should do one with cheating beating and all his questionable decisions. Aye, look, Bad Boy. Bad Boy pot noodles, you mind them, Xander?
I think you still get them, by the way. Very, very bad.
They're all Bad Boy pot noodle, aye.
Aye.
There's a spicier one now. There's a spicier pot noodle. I can't remember what it is, but I had one not that long ago. I thought I'd treat myself to a pot noodle, and it was oh, you couldn't handle it.
No, you need to watch what you're doing when you're talking about noodles in this podcast, John. That's not allowed.
Oh, we all know where we're going here. The old Quan noodles. Can you beat them?
The Bad Boy pot noodles are still doing them. They were very nice. I liked them, by the way.
Is it a piri piri or something like that? The other spicy one. I can't remember. Anyway, thanks, Bad Boy. Aye, cheating beating's just a. There was no penalty decision that Celtic should have had on Saturday or something. When was Celtic? Was it Sunday Celtic were playing?
Yeah, Sunday, John. And he was quite bad beating, actually. Do you know that? He's letting things go constantly when Aberdeen were fouling, letting it go and then blowing the whistle for Celtic when Celtic are trying to make a tackle. Pathetic, actually, but we're getting used to that, John. He's also in the VAR on Friday night against Falkirk.
Well, apparently Celtic were denied a penalty on Sunday against Scottish Cup winners Aberdeen. It was the Celtic fans all spotted it in that wee section there, and it wasn't even shown in a replay or anything. And I don't know, because I can't remember the incident, but I remember the Celtic fans shouting for something, but I couldn't see it because it was so far away. But there you go, beaten. He's a wrong one. We all know that. Bad boy.
Definitely.
And next up was Circle of Pain, 666. That's the mark of the beast. We don't want to be reading out the devil's comments on here. Circle of Pain. Circle of Pain says, wrong song. Should have played Live It Up. Come over to my place and live it up. It's a good shout, actually.
I can't fit Live It Up on every video. I've already used it about 3 times. It's like a karaoke job. When you go to the karaoke, you don't want to hear the same song 3 or 4 times in the same night. That's all. No. Can't use the same song constantly, I'm afraid. 666.
All right. Thanks for your comment anyway, mate. I'm trying to look for a Walloper comment. You know what video it was on?
I can't remember. There's been a few. I had to delete some of them, actually. They were that Walloper. But the biggest one was the guy with the thumbnail. A guy saying, I put the thumbnail on for the St Mirren game, John. I put the thumbnail on for the St Mirren game, and obviously it's Flag Day, so I put a thumbnail on of last year's Flag Day when we played Trophy Day when we played St Mirren. So it's the same team, same stadium, blah blah blah. I put up a picture of the flag as well, John, and they said that was last year. So he was wanting me to get a time machine, go into the future, get a picture of the Flag Day that hadn't happened yet, and put it on the thumbnail. So there you go. People are absolutely crazy, John.
Aye, well, this is it. But I like reading the ones because it gives us, they always make good talking points. Some of these comments you can just blast through them. Next up, Scottish Cup winners Aberdeen FC put to bed. Next, please. That was you, Dave. Thanks for that, mate. Yeah,
cheers, you, Dave. Put to bed indeed, and it might rock them for the rest of the season as well. Actually, just hope we don't get them in the Scottish Cup. That's all.
Aye, well, I hope we do because they deserve a bit of a punishment after that. Scottish Cup winners Aberdeen FC. That should be their new name.
That is their new name, John. That is
That's,
their new name.
that's what everybody's calling them. Anyway,
Yeah.
1,000 missed calls. What a username that is. A decent performance getting there.
Yeah, they're getting there seems to be the phrase of the comments, isn't it? We're getting there. It's a great start because it's 2 wins, John. You can't get a more perfect start than 2 wins and 2 clean sheets, can you?
Well, that's great. 100% start. Brilliant. No conceded any goals. 100% record there. Doing brilliant, I think. 1,000 missed calls. That suggests to me you might have a stalker, mate.
Yeah, 1,000 missed calls is quite a lot, isn't it? I would like to see that on my phone at any time soon.
Imagine waking up in the morning, you've got 1,000 missed calls. You'd be like, what's going on here, man? Anyway, next up was the Slabber and Cabbage half-time with Hibs and Hearts games this season. On early inspection, it's shaping up to be a welcome challenge, and it ain't from Govan.
No, yeah, it's no, but as early as the commenter says, it's too early for that. But Hearts and Hibs, sitting, quite close to the top of the league. Hearts at the top, Hibs are sitting third or fourth. So, they're good teams, Hibs and Hearts, and they've made some good signings as well, John. So, we'll wait and see what happens with Hibs and Hearts this season.
Anyway, Paul McEwen says, well done, the Celtic and the Celtic boom are well. Thanks, Paul, as usual.
Cheers, Paul.
U4IA Fuber. Good start good start to the season, and we need to be more clinical in front of goal. Well, we need a striker for a start. Before we can be clinical, we need a striker because Adam Eder ain't doing it.
He certainly ain't doing it, is he? And I think we hit Shin Yamada got a wee 10-15 minute run out as well, didn't he? And he's sort of scuffed a shot, looked quite weak. Obviously he's going to need time to adjust, Shin Yamada. But no, we don't really have a prolific striker at the club as it stands, John.
Battered Dyson up front. He's always good for a goal or two. Anyway, we would never sell a club, says we weren't at our best, but we got the all-important 3 points and stay in touch with Poppy Boy McInnes, another Poppy Boy we would sell a club. Yeah,
McInnes he's going to do well at Hearts, John. He's going to have them battling. You know what McInnes is like? He doesn't care if it's Celtic or Rangers he's playing. He'll send his team out to win every single time, whether it was with Aberdeen, Kilmarnock and now Hearts, John. So definitely want to watch there, McInnes.
Aye, he flopped at Aberdeen, didn't he? So we'll wait and see when he faces a real club like Celtic. Anyway, next up, thanks for that. We would never sell a club, one of the legends there.
Yeah, legend. And get your comment in for the competition. Get your comment in nice and early, or you can wait to just before kick-off. It's entirely up to you.
Right, thanks anyway. Gerard McBride was up next. Gerard says players who are used to a climate like Scotland has will generally do well. He's talking about Nygren. Well, Swedish, isn't he? So Sweden's kind of on par with Scottish weather, is it? No, I'm not really too sure. I've never been to Sweden.
Yeah, well, I'm not too sure either about climates elsewhere, but I do know that our Japanese contingent all settled, John, and I think the climate is totally different in Japan. So he's got a point to an extent, but I think if you're a good player, you'll adjust to Celtic and life in Glasgow, no problem, John. I think as long as you've got that ability, you'll do quite well at Celtic.
Oh, when you've got cracking players around you, and a lot of cracking players at Celtic, when you've got good players around you, you tend to perform better, Xander. Anyway, thanks, Gerard. Next up was David Stalker, who says, "Nae tie," talking about Brendan Rodgers no wearing a tie.
Well, you know something it's a trivial point, but is it trivial? Doesn't he want to wear that Celtic tie? Or was it just too warm? What do you think, John?
Don't know. Maybe he just fancied a change. Maybe thinks nae tie looks more stylish. He's kind of sporting the Jeremy Kyle look there with the nae tie and the suit jacket.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. But there is a wee conflict there between the manager and board. There's no denying that, is there?
Definitely when it comes to funds, there's some kind of conflict. But anyway, a wee shout out to Roseanne. She's no left a comment in any of these shots, but we'll give a shout out to Roseanne, who was one of the 3-pointers, but we always give a shout out to her anyway. So how you doing, Roseanne? Hope everything's well with you. And we're reading the comments off of one of the shots. So if you want your comments read out, Roseanne, you're better off leaving a wee comment on one of the shots, because that seems to be the way it's gone right now.
Yeah, we get hundreds of comments on the short videos, don't we? So yeah, get your comments into any video and we'll always try and read it out, Roseanne. but she is a legend. She is there every single week. And get your guests in for competition as well, Roseanne.
All the best, Roseanne. Just watch the wee short videos and leave a wee comment on them. You'll be all right. You'll be good as gold to get your wee comment read out, as always. Thanks, Roseanne, anyway, for watching and listening all the time. Every episode you never miss.
Exactly. As well as the other regulars. You know, I do like to mention the regulars, John, because they've been with us for over 2 years now. Your James Dorans, we would never sell a club for £1. Colin, Stuart, Roseanne, you know, all these sort of people, and there's more and more regulars coming through as well. Just
Hector Pickle boy,
Martin as well. He's quite funny. Martin as well, always on the channel, loves the channel over on Facebook and on YouTube. Yeah, it's just good to mention the regulars, John, because they have been with us from minute one.
Oh, exactly. I throw that in for good luck as well, Martin Nicol. What a guy he is. What a guy. Hope you're keeping well, Martin. Always good to read your comments, but sadly, these videos that I've watched and I haven't seen one of your comments. I know you did leave comments somewhere else, but I'm coming to the last comment, Martin. But a wee shout out to you, pal. Hope you're keeping well, mate.
Yeah, I'm sure Martin's doing absolutely fine. One club. I forget who it was now. Mad Out Football as well, John. Another regular. The wee guy always leaves good comments as well. So yeah, it's good to mention the regulars, I suppose.
Aye, always. Anyway, last comment, Xander, goes to Ronald SC8T1, whatever that is. I think that's just one of these YouTube numbers that gets randomly thrown on your name. So we'll just call him Ronald. And he says, Roger's thinking I get paid for this easy money, atrocious standard of league against utter donkeys, put traffic cones. Put out traffic cones and they would, he didn't even say that, just put traffic cones and they would up a better fight. Skittish football is horrendous, just a joke, really truly awful. And he managed to say that without putting any punctuation in. And you're on here slagging somebody and you haven't even got a comma in your sentence. I mean, listen to the spelling's ridiculous. His comment's ridiculous. And Ronald, you have won the trophy Walloper of the Week. Well done, mate.
I told you, there's always one.
I just had to slag his punctuation there. I don't normally do that, but if you're going to leave stupid comments like that, have the decency to leave a wee bit of punctuation. You know what I mean? That's just very poor. I mean, he's calling this basically easy money, atrocious standard of league against utter donkeys, put traffic cones and they would put out a better fight. Skittish football is horrendous.
Well, so why does every team that comes up from the best league in the world, the English Premier League, why does every team that come up here, well, up to Celtic Park anyway, get sitting back down the road with the tail between their legs if that's the case?
This is true. This is what it's all about. And I mean, I don't know if he's from England or he's just an unhappy Rangers fan that's hates seeing Celtic winning all the time. Something like that. I don't know where Ronald's from or whatever, but his illiteracy and his absolutely thick comment is based on nothing apart from his opinion. I mean, road cones would put up a better fight. What's that? I mean, really? Do you honestly think that, Ron? Do you believe that with all your heart that if you put a bunch of road cones out, they would beat a Scottish football team? You've just been an absolute walloper.
Alright, Joe, we'll leave it there.
Look, we know Scottish football's not the best league in the world, but to come on and slate Celtic and Brendan Rodgers for winning games, I'm sure that any manager wouldn't come up to Scotland and say anything like that. Any true professional wouldn't come to Scotland and say anything like that. But you get these utter muppets like this that think it's so easy. Well, put your team up against Celtic and see how they get on, Ronald. That's all. So I'll leave it there.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, leave it there, John. That's enough airtime for Walloper of the Week.
Well,
Right.
there's a lot of comments under it. A lot of people gave him a bit of a hard time, which is good. You can't even spell and all that. Aye. Well, another thing, Ronald, before we go, is if you're going to leave comments like that, there's people answering you, and you can't answer them back. What's that all about? Why don't you answer them back? Let's hear your opinion, Ronald. We'll never hear from him again anyway. Why you on a Celtic video for a start? I don't get it.
Yeah, that's it. No, John. It happens all the time. You don't get the replies. Once people start biting back, they've got what they wanted. They've got the reaction. So
That's Walloper of the Month, that one, isn't it?
yeah, that's a contender for Walloper of the Month. I've got 3 to pick from so far. All right, John. In fact, we'll maybe do that as well, actually.
you don't get any prizes, mind you, if you're entering. Don't leave comments try to be a Walloper because there's no prize.
You just get your name read out with the name Walloper underneath it.
You get named and shamed.
Yeah, that's it. That's. I mean, just say the comments that were underneath that comment, if you know what I mean. It was quite funny. There was quite a lot, wasn't there? So, all right, John, we'll leave it there. That was quite good, quite interesting, quite a lot of for Chester as well. Celtic versus Falkirk Friday night. Can't wait. That's the preview done. Good luck to the champions. Hopefully, we get through to the last 8 of the League Cup. Thank you everybody for leaving your comments. Thank you to all the regulars. Thank you for everybody viewing and listening. You can catch us over on Facebook as well on the Xander John page. Just nip over there for some extra content, and we'll catch you, John. I don't know when we'll catch you, John. We'll do a preview and a post-match of the Falkirk game, and we'll do a preview of the Kairat Almaty game, John. So it'll probably be Monday by the time we're back on. Would you think?
Okie dokie, mate. No problems. I'll catch you later.
Right, John, catch you on Monday. Thanks again, everybody. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and we'll see you all very soon. Thanks again. Hail for now.